We got about 1 minute to go before it's 4 o'clock. So I'm hoping everybody will jump in. I sent out an email yesterday letting everybody know about the class, but I forgot to remind people today. So I'm hoping that they remember and get the notification that I am live. But if not, we'll continue on and the replay will be there after the video. So we'll give everybody just a few more minutes to hop on. Oh, how is it in your neck of the woods today? It is another hot day today. In fact, we have a bad air quality alert, so it's not even good to be outside at all. Well, I'll go ahead and get started because I don't want to keep people I don't want to make the video too long and it get boring for people that are watching. So I did want to do a little housekeeping before I went ahead and taught the class. Next week, July 1st, the holiday catalog will go live July 1st. And for some of you that aren't familiar with that, it's also a celebration promotion, which means for every $50 you spend out of the new mini catalog, you will earn something out of this catalog for free. I wish I could show it to you, but I can't until July 1st. But I have pre-ordered some products because as a demonstrator, we can pre-order a month before the catalog goes live. So that's on its way. So as soon as that comes in, I can show you those products through a live launch, which I'm going to do for you guys. Hey, Loretta. So this is an exciting catalog. Like I said, this is our second celebration. We have one in January that runs, and then we have another one that runs in the fall. So this is the one that will run. This is the beautiful Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, fall catalog. And then this is the celebration, which has all the free stuff that you can earn. So for every $50 spent, a free item is yours out of this catalog. So I did want to go over that. If you don't have one of these, I can email it to you as soon as the catalog goes live, or I can mail you one, a hard copy. Because if you're like me, I like it in my hands. I like tangible. So just let me know and I'll do either one for you. Okay, so we'll put that aside. So I had somebody, Loretta, I'm going to throw you out there, ask me different ways on how to use the decorative mats. Now, I don't currently have the new ones that are in the annual catalog on page 128. I don't have the new ones, but I do have some that were from last year. But after we do the class and you want some, they're on page 128. They're number 3. They're $10, and you can use them for all kinds of stuff, which I'm fixing to show you. So this one I got in I think it was a kit. It might have been a paper pumpkin kit. So I'm probably going to start off with the small ones. But they're just little plastic stencils. You know, they come in all different kinds of shapes and patterns. And then the bigger, like I said, these came in a kit. So they usually come in 6x6. So the ones we're going to use today is this one right here, and maybe this one. We've got some trees, and of course some polka dots. I mainly had bought this one for the polka dots because I'm a huge polka dot lover. So that was the main reason why I bought this set. So out of all these, which ones would you like to see? Go ahead and comment. Now, there's 4 ways that well, there's more than 4 ways. to use these stencils. For one, you can use just a regular ink pad, and you can take a sponge, and I'm going to show you, and, you know, do the ink, which is basically a tone-on-tone look. Or you can use your ink pad and use a blending brush. Now, a lot of people have asked me about these blending brushes because there's only 3 in a pack, and I think they're $12, so basically $4 for a blending brush. You don't have to have one blending brush for every ink pad. I basically set them up into colors. Like this one's blue, and then I have one that's just for my greens, and one's for my pinks, and one's for my reds, and one's for my browns. So that's how I do it. So you don't need one for every 52 colors that we offer, plus the in colors. So I'm going to show you how to use the blending brushes as well. We also, you can use the little finger daubers, and I love these. This is typically, if I'm going to use the ink, I don't use the blending brushes, I use the finger daubers. I love these. The only time I usually use the blending brushes is if I'm going to blend colors. If I'm using 2 or 3 colors that I want to blend, and what I mean by blend is, let's see if I can find them. Well, I don't have them handy, but I'm working on a card with some blending, but I'll show you blending. But I love these, and I just take my label maker and I put, okay, this is Tahitian Tide, so when I go to do it again with this color, I already have one that's done, and I just love them. They're easy to use. The other thing that I use a lot of is these shimmering embossing paste, and just the embossing paste alone. This one's got glitter in it, that's why it's shimmery, and this one is just like a matte finish. Now what's cool about these, you're probably thinking white. Okay, white with some glitter, I could make some snow or just give a little extra sparkle. But what's cool about these is you can change the color. And how you do that is with your ink re-inkers. I don't know if any of you have any of these, but every time I buy an ink pad, I buy the re-inker. And that way, as the ink pad starts to dry out, you just ink it back up again. So I always have the inkers for all the ink pads. Hey Debbie, I'm so glad you're here. So I'm going to show you, and they sell this also in the catalog. This is what we're going to use. These are the palette knives to work with the paste. So I'm going to start with the paste first. Okay, I'm going to go with this pattern. And to do that, I usually start with my paper plate, especially if I'm going to mix the color. And this one is the shimmery white. It comes like paste. It looks like thick glue. And I usually use this one right here, and I just scoop a little out. And I don't know if you can see if the camera picks it up, but it's very glittery. It's absolutely gorgeous. This makes beautiful snow for Christmas cards. And this goes a long way. I probably have way too much on here because a little bit goes a long way. Okay. So I'm going to use Balmy Blue. And this is just like food coloring. I mean, really. You're just going to squirt a little on there. And you can make it, you know, as dark as you want. You can make it as light as you want. And we're just going to mix it up. And that is so pretty. And that's almost, you know, like the Balmy Blue. So once you have it mixed, then we're going to take the flat edge. Let me get some paper. Now you can do a tone on tone, which is basically, I've got the Balmy Blue here. And basically what this is going to do, you can have a dry embossed, which you use the embossing folders for, or you can do a heat emboss, which is when you use the embossing powders. And so this gives you another embossing three-dimensional look to use if you're using the embossing paste. Now, if you're using your ink pad with blending brushes, it's not going to give an embossed look. But you're just going to put it on. And you can lift it up and see. I mean, it just gives it a nice 3D look, and it has shimmer in it. And as it starts to dry, it will start to even come up more. But, you know, this is a way to get an embossed look without using your your embossing folder. So this is just an easy way to get a different look. And like I said, instead of just buying one embossing folder that's only going to give you one pattern, these will give you multiple patterns in a pack. So you'll, to me, it's more cost efficient to do it this way. So this is the glittery one. So, and then if you wanted to do just the plain one, and like I said, you can use any color. That's what's fun about it, is you can create any color. As long as you have the re-inkers, you can create whatever color you want. And I could have kept adding it to make it darker or lighter, because like I said, it works a lot like food coloring. So the next one is more of a flat. Now I'm going to show you this one without coloring it. Okay, we'll do the trees, because I think I read that Debbie said trees. Okay. And this stuff right here, I have had for a long time. A little bit goes a very long way. And I don't know, a lot of people are like me, I'm sure, but, these supplies are not cheap. And so I try to, use things that are versatile, that I can use in a lot of different ways and have a lot more options. Like I said, an embossing folder is going to have one pattern, and that's it. These give you multiple patterns. But there it is, just in white, and it gives the embossed look of just the white on the blue. So I also like the white plain effect as well. So that's using either the embossing paste. Like I said, the shimmery embossing paste has the glitter in it. And then the other one is just basic straight up embossing paste. It's just regular. But you can color either one, or just use them as is. And to clean them, I just take them to my sink, little hot soapy warm water, and just wash them right off. Easy peasy, easy easy. Now, if you're wanting to do one with your blending brush, and I'm going to be, if I want to do the whole thing or even part of it, what I like to do is, because they'll shift on you, so I use just washi tape. I love washi tape. But I usually tack it down just because it'll want to shift. And this won't rip my cardstock or my paper when I go to pull it up. All right. Now, I also had a lot of questions about blending brushes and how to use them. Most people think you're going to have to smash these down really hard to get the ink, and you don't. Basically, it's tap, 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 and then you want to tap off a little bit, and then you want to start on the outside, and you want to do a circular motion across the mask. And I usually get more, if I hold it like this, I get less control. So I usually hold all of my fingers except for my pointer finger, and I put it on the top, and I get more control. So you're just making circular patterns. So tap, 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 and then I usually tap off a little bit, because if you don't, you're going to get that one large dark spot on your thing and you can't get it off. So I usually like to tap off a little bit. And I usually start with my circles off the paper and then across. And you're just, going to make those circles across. Now, if you want to use, all right, this is the Tahitian Tide, so I need to get the Tahitian Tide ink out. Well, I don't have to do that. Hold on. This is how they come. I've used them. I think there's 10 in here, so I've got 4 left. So I'll just make one for Balmy Blue. And then I'll put my label on it after the video. So we just put it on your pointer finger, and you just tap it in there. And I usually tap off just a little bit, and then you can also use these. Now the thing with these is, because these are blending brushes, the color's going to go on like medium to dark and then very light by the time you get to the end. So it's going to blend the color starting from darkest to middle hue to soft hue. Where these are going to go much darker because you're putting more pressure on it. But you still want to go in the same circular motion. I'm trying to look for your questions, and if I don't see them right away, I will answer them after the video, I promise. And see, these are fun to use because these you could also alternate. Like you could do the trees up top with, this at the bottom. So you could kind of alternate them, kind of like making your own scene, depending on what's current at the time. So I don't have these yet. So the new ones, I liked a lot of the plaids that they have on these. So I might need to get the new ones. But even these that are retired, I still use them. I still use them. So, we just peel it up when we're done. And then you put it in your trimmer and you cut the background that you would need, which is basically 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Or you would cut it down 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch if you wanted a border around the card base. But, easy peasy. I mean, it's so pretty. Now, if you want to blend colors, let's see. See, like I have this one. This is, for my greens. This one's for my blues. So, and these you really don't clean. You never want to soak them in water or anything. You just want to, you know, go on your mat or your scratch piece of paper and just make circles until there's no longer any blue ink coming out. And the same with your greens or any other colors that you're using. So I've been working with, this is the class next week, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but I am going to show you how to blend. But this has another technique that we'll be using. Now, in order to blend, you always want to start with your lightest color first and then go up to your darkest color if you're working in hues of the same color. Like if you're working in hues of blue and you've got a light blue, a medium blue, and a darker blue, you want to start from light to dark. Or you might want to start at the other end, but you never want to start with the middle hue first. But if you're blending two separate colors, you just decide what color you want to start with. So, of course, Tranquil Tide is my most favorite color right now. So, basically, you just want to tap, 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 and tap off. Start on the outside of your paper and make your circular motions. Now, you can see it's pretty light. It's not even picking up on the camera. But then it gets a little bit darker. And the reason I tap off first, because if you don't, you're going to get that dark splotch first and you can't blend it out. So I always like to tap off first. And the blending is a very soft look. I like it because it's soft, and it's great if you want to make your own background, just a background technique, like a horizon or the water of the ocean, or something like that. It's a very soft look. So now, say I want to come in with some Parakeet Party. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to tap. And we're just going to blend those colors together. So basically you would start at the very edge of the bottom or the very edge at the top to blend. So if I wanted to come in also at the top and blend the top in. And this is a more of a controlled way too, because you can control the color, whether you want it to be light, dark, or medium. So you can blend the colors as well. It's almost like a tie-dye effect. And like I said, I always like to get the most out of my products that I buy. I don't want to buy a product that I can only basically use it for one thing. So I'll be honest with you. I always try to be honest with my customers and my teammates. I don't buy a lot of embossing folders because it's only one pattern. So I typically do buy the decorative masks because I can use them in more ways than one. Like I said, to clean them, you'll just, on your scratch piece of paper, you just make circular motions until it's not coming out anymore. And then, just keep them in the same color family. That's how I do it. So, that's another issue I have sometimes is it's hard for me. I have an idea in my mind, but then I don't know what colors match very well. So I just start playing with the colors and see, what I like best. I may not have liked this. I may have liked it to be the green in the middle and the blue at the top. I still think I would like that way too, but it's a good way for you to get to know what colors go good together. Of course, Stampin' Up's really good about everything being matchy-matchy for you already. So we already know that all 5 of the new in colors coordinate very well together. But when you have the subtles and the regals, I mean, they're all going to go together, but some not as good together as others because there's 10 palettes in each one of those collections. So I just like to play around with color. Of course, I'm a big colorer. You know, I love my Stampin' blends. Now, that's another thing I'll tell you. The Stampin' blends and the Stampin' Write markers do not use with the mask. It will tear up the felt. So this is the Balmy Blue, and you know, we always have the writing tip. It's not good for that. I would not recommend on the mats. This is because it's so felty, it will, as you're going over the mat and that rough edge, I wouldn't do it. It will tear them up. So we want to keep them as, that's 2 of the products I would definitely not use with the decorative mats. Now you can also take, we sell these sponges and they come in a round, big round, but I cut them in 4s. And then I also reuse these too. I just get a tag punch and cut out the color cardstock, and then I know what sponge. But you can also use the sponges on these. So you could just dip it in the sponge, stamp off a little bit, and you can use the sponges. Now, because the sponges absorb, I mean, they absorb ink, water, you know, even if you stamp off, you're still going to get a darker image just because the sponges absorb. So if you're wanting a darker look, I suggest the sponges. So, you know, you're going to get the actual color of the pigment by using the sponge just because it absorbs so well. So there's so many different ways to use the decorative mats. I mean, I highly recommend them. I know even in my scrapbook pages, I use them a lot as my base background, you know, so very cool things to use. Or if you don't have a particular designer series paper that's going to work, you're always going to be able to use a decorative mat with whatever color option you want to use to create your own decorative background. So I'm big on art products. So and I love paper. Don't get me wrong. I love designer series paper, but I also like to create my own uniqueness of a product. So, and this allows you, and what's really cool about this type of art, especially when you're blending colors, is no one that you do the next time it will be the same. It's just almost impossible to get the same look. And I love that about artistic creation. Let me look at questions. Does anybody have any questions about celebration? Debbie, were you on here? Loretta, I know Loretta's one of my paper trick girls. She's on the team, so I know she knows about the new promotion. Debbie, I was going to ask you if you were familiar. Do I need to go over it again? Sure, I'll be glad to. Every year, Stampin' Up! Comes with 2 celebration promotions. One of them comes out in January, right after the Christmas and holidays, and the next one begins in the fall, usually around July, and it will run from July through December. And what that means is the mini holiday catalog has fall things, Thanksgiving things, Halloween, Christmas, and it can even go into January with snowflakes and snowmen and stuff like that. So this is the mini catalog, and then they have a celebration catalog. And what the celebration catalog is, for every $50 you spend out of this one, you get to shop through this one and receive something for free. So if you spent $100 in products before shipping and tax, you pick 2 things out of here for free. If you spent, $75, $100, 200, it goes up in $50 increments. If you spend $150, you're going to get 3 things. Now, in this one, they've broken it down into increments, which means so many things in this catalog. For every $50 you spend, you're going to get a 50 item for free. Or if you spend $100, you could either pick 2 $50 items for free or 1 $100 item for free. So the more you spend, the more you get for free. And I wish I could show you what's inside, but I can't do that till July 1st. However, as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we are able to pre-order ahead of time. My pre-order is on its way. So once it gets here, I'll do another live and I will show you a lot of the products that are in here because I ordered a lot of products. I can show them to you that way. I just can't show you the catalog until it launches July 1st. So as soon as my order gets here, I'll go live and do a product haul with you and show you what I got. So this is really good. This is, like I said, there's a lot of cool free stuff in here. It's not many things. It's not things like, $5 things. I mean, there are nice things in here. There's stamp sets in here. There's designer series papers in here. There's die cuts in here. So we're talking big free item things. We're not talking about little things, big things. Well, if you guys have any questions that you can think of later, just reach out to me. I'll either answer them on here or you can text me. My number is up there on the page somewhere on the Facebook page, or I can give you my personal number. I have a business phone that I use for my business, but if you want to text, I usually give my teammates my personal number. That way if they have questions, I can get to them quicker. And then also I'll put the video on the page, so if you want to go back as a reference, it'll always be there. And plus I'll upload it to my YouTube page. Hey Holly, it's so good to see you. Yeah, girl, you know me. I bounce back and forth, but Stampin' Up! Is my home. It is my home. I have been with them the longest, mostly as a hobbyist, but I'm really trying to work the business. So, Holly, the replay will be available to you. I was just explaining to everybody how to use the decorative mask and going over some housekeeping about celebration. Yes, I got a promotion today. I have been so close for weeks, y'all. So close for weeks. And I had a customer order today and it bumped me over to silver. So I am thrilled. I cannot believe that I'm already at silver. So I am, it has just made my day. I told her, I said, it was a surprise order. I didn't know she was ordering. Usually she'll tell me she's going to order, and when I got the email that I had promoted to silver, I was so excited. So it's exciting when you can promote to the next level because all kinds of rewards are given. So I was really excited to see that today. So Debbie, you should really think about joining us. We would love to have you on our team. We have a great team. So you'll get 20% off on all your orders. And so you can, you know, help save money on this obsession that we have. But if you, no pressure, just whatever you want to do and what you've been doing. I always just like to tell people, if you're going to spend a lot of money on supplies, every little bit that you can save helps. And 20% is better than no percent. So that's what I always say. If I can get that 20, I'm at 25% now, but if I can get that 20% and it pays the shipping and the tax, I'm good because we all know what shipping can be. Oh, I'm so sorry your life was turned upside down. I hope that frown has been turned right back around and things are better. What if you ever decide to and you've got questions, just hit me up and we'll have we can set up at a time and I can give you a call and we can talk about it over the phone or however you want to do it. And two, if there's something that you want to learn, like Loretta, she wanted to learn about how to use the decorative mask, so I did a video on it. So if there's ever anything that you want to learn that you're not sure about, just, send me a message and, I'll do a video on it. That is a good point, Holly. I forgot about that. Holly is a demonstrator too, of a friend of mine, and that's another thing. I did not even that's a good incentive right there to join. Is for $99, you get $125 worth of product and free shipping. And instead of picking out what you want out of the annual catalog, which you most certainly can, you can also pick out your products from this catalog. So you could pick out your $125 worth of products from this catalog alone. And then get your free stuff because you're still a demonstrator. You're still going to get your free stuff. I mean, that's the best time to join is during these promotions because you can pre-order, you can pick out whatever you want. And I always tell people it's a test drive. I mean, say you don't want to, most hobbyists are going to stick with it because it's their hobby. Even if you want it as a business and the business is not doing great, then what you could do is you still get to keep your products. I mean, you're not out any money. I mean, you've bought your kit, so to speak. And what I like about it is you get to choose what you want. So, and free shipping. They'll ship you your kit for you, whatever you pick out for free. So you get free shipping. No, Holly, I'm glad you said that. I didn't even think about that. So two heads are better than one. So yeah, that is, in fact, I think I joined in February when the spring promotion, and so I was able to pre-order out of the spring celebration and get a lot of free stuff. So I can show you one of the stamp sets and dies because I have it. Um, This one right here is you can get for free. So say I spent $50, I can get this for free, but if I spent $100, I can get not only the stamp set, but I can get the matching dies to it as well. So this one, these two are in here. Like I said, I can't show you the catalog, but if I have the product, I can show you. So how adorable are these? And of course, you know, I'm going to buy any stamp set that I can color because I love to color. I love my Stampin' Blend. So absolutely adorable. Love you a ton. You're always on point. You're so hip. Oh, you really are the best. Love this. And then these, it has the little water. It's got a little bucket like tub. It's got the snorkel and the mask. It's got the boat. It will cut out all the hippos. It's got little flowers, little water sprinkles, little grass. It's got a little bee. I mean, all kinds of things, you know. Free, free. Everybody likes free. So that's what I'm saying. The celebration, a lot of people think, oh, well, the celebration is probably just a free thing of glue or some, you know, embellishments. But no, they're big items. I mean, they're big items. So, think about it. If you definitely want to join, now would be the time, because not only are you going to get to pick your $125 worth of products out of here or the other catalog, but free items are good. But even if you decide to remain a customer, you know, and you spend your money, you're still going to have this as an option as well. Oh, I do too, and that way you can cut like the hues of happiness goes with the happiness abounds, and it cuts out those beautiful flowers. This is where this is the die set. I don't know if any of y'all have it with the little purse that it makes. But I keep all my extra scraps in here. But like the happiness of abound stamp set, and then the hues of happiness paper, it, you know, the die cuts out from the designer paper. So I'm the same way. I like that too. All right, guys, I won't keep you any longer. If you've got questions or if you know, got some ideas, I did read your comment, Debbie, on heat embossing. That's another class that I will do, and I will add to my calendar because I like to plan a month ahead of time, so I'm already planning for July. So I will add that in there on a Wednesday. And in fact, I've already got something planned for next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday I'll do heat embossing. How's that? Thanks for watching today, guys, and I will see you right back here next Wednesday. Thanks.